I'm good. It's like these waiting rooms are weird.
I totally get it. It's like, what's going
I'm
on?
like, I'm just gonna dance and be alone.
No, I love that. Good for you. Enjoy.
Nice to meet you. Hi,
It's
virtually.
nice to meet you. I'm Ricki.
Hi, Ricki. I love your hair.
Oh my God, thank you so much. It's very poofy today. I'm actually kind of digging it.
It's a lot of body and a lot of color, and I miss the days where I was coloring my hair.
Oh, you should totally go back to it.
I want to go back to blue.
Do it.
Yeah, I
We
might.
could be like pieces of the rainbow together.
I might. I also thought about shaving my head.
I've said that so many times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just going to shave my head because I can't deal with all of this.
Yeah, just start over. It's still hot out. Like, whatever,
Yeah,
just shave
it's
it. I
so
look,
hot out.
I'm not against it. Like, I'm kind of ready to retire this bun.
Listen, if it's something you want to do, I fully support it.
All right, cool. I'm going to you first just to tell me it looks good.
You
Like,
got it.
you're the kind of girl that would like tell me bangs looks good on me when I know it doesn't. I'm like, I got bangs once.
I'm the hype woman. Like, I just want to
Good.
hype everybody up. That's always what I want.
We all need a girl like you, because when I got bangs, my best friend was like, "Oh God, what do you do? This doesn't look good on you." And I was like, "I know, okay, I know. Jeez, you don't have to rub it in." I'm impulsive.
Listen, we're all a little impulsive sometimes, but I'm so excited to talk to you because I have to start out by saying, like, congrats on Billboard 100.
Thank you. It's crazy.
That's amazing. I saw the TikTok of you with your mom. Your mom is the cutest.
If she could hear, she's in the other room right now hanging with my dog, but yeah, she is definitely adorable.
She's so cute. When I was watching, I'm like, oh my God, this reminds me of my mom. Like, how excited she is for me. Like, when I do something and accomplish something.
Really, right? It's like I could have just baked a really good like cake and she would have been like, "That's my daughter."
But that's what you love about moms, right? Like, that's the best part about moms, is that they're always there to hype you up and be like, yes, you're just walking down the street and they're like, you are walking the best walk that I have ever seen. And you're like,
exactly, like, "Mom, thank you." I mean, my mom actually hates being on camera. She's like really strange on camera. It's just know like where to look. But I was like, "Mom, just come over here." And she was like, she always thinks I'm about a pranker.
I love it.
She thinks somebody's like gonna drop a big water balloon on her head or something at any moment.
Hilarious.
She looks for like the whoopee cushion when she sits down.
So Victoria's Secret is obviously massive.
Thank you.
It blew up on TikTok, and now, like I said, Billboard 100, insane. This song is like so powerful for women, and I feel like it's powerful in so many levels. Body positivity, standing up for yourself, like owning your truth, kind of thing.
And it comes against the machine.
Yeah, and it all comes from your personal experience, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where was your headspace when you were writing this song?
It's funny, like, it's not funny actually, but it's like when I actually wasn't emotionally prepared to write this yet. I always figured like the time would come for me to talk about what I go through with myself, my body and what I've gone through over the last 15 years of my life, right? Like, right. I always felt like the time that I would be writing that is when I was like all better, and like I was super confident and there was a lot of self-love and I could look in the mirror and stuff and be happy. And that's not exactly where I am every day now. So it's like, I'm definitely in the best place I've been, but I never felt like I was in the place to talk about this until I started seeing like some young girls, not only on my TikTok, but the kid I babysit. There's a couple of people that, moms saying their kids going through it in school, being called fat, being bullied, all this stuff. And I was like, I guess, I have this platform, and maybe the time is now, even if I'm not feeling 100%, I have to make sure that these girls don't go through what I had to go through and that we could just kind of stop it in its tracks before it's too late. So it was just the kids, I guess, at this point inspiring it. But when I was writing it, you start with like, it's a dark thing to stop eating, and all the lyrics they're dark, but they're satirical. They're kind of sarcastically making fun of like thunder thighs. And, when you say skin and bones and big boobs, like, the models are gorgeous and it's not about the models, it's more about like, it was one body type. Right. And this could have easily gone in a way more sad, valid direction, I think, from what I'm actually feeling in my heart. But instead, when I started writing it, I was like, wait, why are we like breaking this down to some big, sad, dramatic moment when it actually should be angry? Like, it should be more ragey, right? Like,
right.
There's some like electric guitars in this and like kind of make this more like a Rage Against the Machine moment, like of like,
Like
not
a
the
rally
band guys, don't be
cry.
mad at me, but like, I mean, like a more of an angry, girls get together, all people get together, and let's sing about how we know we've been tricked, right? And
Yeah.
that it's not so much about, we don't have to sit in this anymore. We could take it back, right? And we can be aware and open our eyes to how beautiful we are, right? Individually. And we don't need to compare ourselves to the things that are intentionally being sold to us, to get us to open our
Mhm.
wallets. So it's like, it definitely turned in from sad song to like little pop punk energy.
So I love that you also just mentioned, that it's for women, but it's also for everyone,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
when I was on Twitter earlier, I was looking up your name to see like what people were saying about it.
Oh
And I
God.
found some really, no, like it's all really amazing. Like I found this amazing tweet because it shows that this isn't just about women
Yeah.
and about us loving ourselves, but about raising men, like young
Yeah.
boys, to appreciate that we respect ourselves, so they should respect us. And there was this really
Right.
cool tweet that I think is like an awesome
Wait,
moment that
what
proves
is it?
that.
Do you have it?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
it's from
God.
it's from at EXO Lisa Ryan. She said, Victoria's Secret by Jax has been playing in the car, compelling a discussion with my 8-year-old son about A, what Victoria's Secret is, and B, why setting unhealthy body standards is bad. He's now singing the chorus to himself as he plays Xbox while I'm working. Some
I
parenting
I
days are
saw this
better.
tweet. I saw this tweet. I actually did read this tweet,
Like that hit me
me
when I
too.
read it.
Like
I
that
was
is
like,
so
whoa.
cool. Because honestly, I think like that, like, my parents raised my little brother to be very like protective over me. So it was like, but I think like a lot of times not everybody has that like badass mom,
Right.
doing the right
That
things, like
influence to
that
give you the
influence.
right. Yeah.
And the other side of it's not even just that. Like obviously I would love like to accidentally now inspire young boys to like lift up young girls, right? And girls
Yeah.
in general, right? So that's great. But I think there's another side that I didn't even realize, that there are so many boys also going through it. Like there are a lot of guys, grown men, that have body dysmorphia, really bad body dysmorphia.
Mhm.
Like dads have reached out to me saying like, hey, one, thank you for doing this, because I don't know how to communicate with my daughter. She's been running around calling herself fat all year. And now for the last 2 weeks, she hasn't at all. So I just want to thank you for it. I'm like, oh my God, you're welcome. And two, you don't even realize it. So between you and me, like I've been going through it for 20 years. Like I've been on cleanse after cleanse, trying to have this 8-pack and all these things that are like, this is man, right? And also
Mhm.
men are like kind of afraid to, talk about it, because you don't want to be too
Yeah.
emotional, that's a weird standard that we have for men. So it's definitely like reached a lot more people than I originally intended the song to reach. My goal was just to like reach young versions of myself,
Right.
because as a songwriter, that's all you just kind of write what you know. But when it makes an impact like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess this is like really the point. Like we did something really good as a group of people now.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're saying it that you didn't even realize it, because I didn't think about it either. When I listened to the song, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this resonates with me as a young
Right.
woman. But then going through those tweets, and there's more like that. You know what I mean? That
It's
wasn't the only
awesome.
one. It was
It's
just the
so
one that I
cool.
happened to pick. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's right. Because we do need to raise these young
Right.
boys, or even just infiltrate men who are already adults about these ideas, and from
Mhm.
so many different angles. Like it's surface level about, like I said, surface level about us and the way that society makes us feel, but there's just so
Yeah.
much more to it
Thank you.
that you listen to the song, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much more to this, but it's crazy. It's just
Thank
really
you.
amazing what you've managed to do with this song.
Thank you. I can't take credit for like all of the things people found connection in, and that, but that is very cool part of just writing
That's the
songs.
beauty of music, right?
Like it's all up for interpretation. Like that's what was my fear at the end, like that it would be so surface level that when people go, here, she was made up by a dude, that it's just like a song that's like, dudes can't run companies, and that is because, I get those comments for sure, right? Or like,
Yeah.
you're too fat to even speak about this, or you're too skinny to speak about it, weird things that where you're not really getting the point. The point was, it was a specific group of kind of creepy old men in the sketchy
Right.
situation that carefully constructed one body type to ensure it was like unattainable, to keep us
Hmm.
insecure, to keep us going into our wallets, and like, and it's a that at that point is it's a war on people and the little guy. It's not men versus women, you know?
Right. So speaking of those negative comments,
Yeah.
I have seen so much positivity from this, but I've also seen a lot of ugly stuff coming out, even on my side, in the sense that we made a TikTok using this song where we had
Yeah.
women out on the street. I had them like write on a piece of paper something
Oh
negative that
yes.
society has
It
said.
was awesome. I love that
Thank
TikTok.
you. I'm so
Yes.
happy that you reposted it because
Yes.
we wanted to amplify this voice and amplify it here in our community
It's
locally.
powerful.
And it was amazing to go do that. And it's amazing to walk up to these women and have them be like, yeah, I want to do that. Let's do this. And like,
Yeah.
they're all talking to each other like, oh, so and so said this, so and so said that. Like, which one are we
Yeah.
going to pick? Which is so sad to hear that they had to like
Yeah. Yeah.
think about which one. But they were like,
Right.
this is such a great exercise for us. And
Hmm.
when we posted it on Instagram, we got a lot of like negative comments from
Like what?
people.
Who do I gotta like go keyboard warrior on, right?
It's crazy to me. It's like, we're doing an exercise that's not hurting anyone.
No.
It's just crazy to me that that would happen. So, coming from that standpoint, do you have advice for anybody that still has to deal with those negative catty comments?
Yeah. I mean, I think like you just first of all have to accept that the internet, you just can't win. You can't fully win anything, right? No matter what, no matter how pure your intentions are, no matter how big your heart is in a moment, like it doesn't matter. There's gonna be people that either don't get it, are mad at it, like disagree with it. And I guess that's the beauty of, the speech on the internet, right? So everybody gets to have their opinion on it. I think when you come from an authentic place and you're coming from an authentic place, which you were, like that's the power. Like I think and I'm speaking like I'm some sort of like, expert in this because I still like kind of lose sleep over some of these comments. But yeah, for me, I think sometimes I just don't read them. If I knew I was coming from a good place and I just like, what's the point? You want to catch
Yeah,
the ones, right, that are like, wow, this is really meaningful. Like, I'm so glad I read this, right? But at the same
absolutely.
time, don't overthink it because these people, you don't know what they're going through. There's got to be something that would like make somebody sit down all angry behind a screen, just
Yeah.
ranting for no reason on a good thing, right? Or like, somebody that has to like nitpick at all the like things that are wrong about something when the intention's actually really good and it could make a difference if you kind of just let it be, right? um
Mhm.
it's not easy, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think it's so important to remember the internet's so super weird. Like,
I'm with you. I
people
am
are
totally
weird,
with
man.
you. Yeah. Well, and like you said, it does come down to a lot of you just don't know what a lot of people are going through. And
Hmm.
you would think that that would mean that they would have empathy for other people and what they're going through. But
Yeah.
sometimes we can't regulate our emotions the
No,
correct way.
it's funny, like I actually wrote a song yesterday that is called, well, the concept is every bully has a bully, has a bully, has a bully, has a bully. So it
Yeah.
obviously like stems from somewhere, and some bullies are good to other people in other ways, right? So it's not like they're just bully, go away, right? But like they had a bully to make them this way. So I guess that helps me get through it, like to wonder
Right.
whatever that situation is, that is like this person is spending all this
There's
time.
always more to it.
There's got to
Right.
be more to it. So you got to and also there is there's a difference between hate and actually just like difference of opinion. And that's cool too. Like I
Absolutely.
invite difference of opinion. Otherwise, like, what's the point, right? I'm here to open
Right.
the conversation. So
Absolutely. So the
yeah.
CEO of Victoria's Secret actually responded to this. And I think that's pretty amazing because she was like, you know what, you're right. Essentially, like yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. And we're trying to be better. Did you ever think that it would get to the point where you're actually making such a difference that these clothing companies are saying, like, yeah, girl, you're right. We got to do better. Like, let's
Mm,
all try to do that.
no, no, first of all, because the intention of the song for me when I wrote it was not to like go up against any brand in particular. It was obviously, it's fun to sing about like, what is Victoria's Secret? It's a cool pun as
Right.
a songwriter, right? And it like came full circle with another story in my life. So it worked out. But I mean, first of all, like there are far more underrepresented people than like me that went through it way harder, right? And that are literally just not represented at all in culture, right? And they're speaking out too. They're just getting buried in the system. So like I think it's awesome that we as like a group of people were able to get the attention of the CEO of a billionaire company, right? Like a multi-billion dollar
Yeah.
company. That is really, really cool. But like in the same breath, I feel super weird and like uncomfortable with when they invite me to like, Jax, we want you to like have this conversation with us. And like, I just feel like, I mean, why? Like, because I have like that song is going and it's making noise on the internet and I have a blue check mark here. Like, there are so many people that have very similar, if not worse, stories about how badly commercial body standards and like the media mess them up in the head and mess up and skewed their version of like what beauty is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I just like want to open up. If Victoria's Secret's watching, wasn't my original intention to like, start this, like be part of a movement or anything like that. But if they're watching, go, you guys, I want everybody to go comment what they want to say to Victoria's Secret, because now we have the floor as a group of people. I've already said my piece. I'm 26. Like, I'm on my own journey here. There are like way younger girls and a bunch of different type of people, all shapes and sizes, that have something bigger things to say than I do. So I want, if the Victoria's Secret CEO is listening right now, head over to my page and just go through the comments. And then if you're looking to make a difference and change for the better, you'll find your answers there.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm with you, but you starting it is the first line of contact, and that's amazing.
I'm happy to be the bridge. Between like the big corporations and the people, right? Like, that's awesome. I'm super stoked on that. And
you're using the blue check mark for something good.
Great.
So don't forget that.
I know. I feel it. It's really, really cool. It definitely is pretty punk rock. I feel cool about it, but it is like, I definitely didn't invent this conversation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this is this is not new. This is like just my story, but they should just maybe check out all the other stories if they want to head in the right direction,
Well, Jax, you are amazing. I feel like I could talk to you for so much longer.
Okay.
So many things that I want to dissect, and we just don't have the time for
Sorry, I just can go on and on.
No, I want to go on and on with you because I want to talk about all of these things, because we can really we can go deep in this. But you are amazing. Thank you for, like you said, being the bridge, bridging that gap and starting this conversation in a way that people are actually listening, even if it's not a new conversation and it is a conversation that's been happening for a while. It doesn't matter how we get through to people, just that we do get through to them. So thank you for being that person. And you are amazing. I heard you're going to do a performance.
Me. Oh, yes, I will sing my song, Victoria's Secret.
Amazing.
I hope you like it.
Thank you so much.
I wish somebody would have told me when I was younger that all bodies aren't the same. Photoshop itty bitty models on magazine covers told me I was overweight. I stopped eating, what a bummer. Can't have carbs in a hot girl summer. If I could go back and tell myself when I was younger, I'd say, psst, I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret. What is it? She was made up by a dude. Victoria was made up by a dude. Victoria was made up by a dude. I wish somebody would have told me that thighs of thunder meant normal human thighs, and all the pressure I was under to lose my appetite and fight the cellulite with Hunger Games like every night. If I could go back and tell myself when I was younger, I'd say, hey dummy, I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret. She was made up by a dude. Oh, she was made up by a dude. Victoria was made up by, I know Victoria's Secret. And girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me, cashing in on body issues, selling skin and bones with big boobs. I know Victoria's Secret. She was never made